So long as there are men, there will be wars. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. Nature hides her secrets because of her essential loftiness, but not by means of ruse. We owe a lot to the Indians, who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. All meaningful and lasting change starts first in your imagination and then works its way out. Imagination is more important than knowledge. We will never be able to solve the problems of tomorrow with the thinking of today. Indeed, it is not intellect, but intuition which advances humanity. Intuition tells man his purpose in this life. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. What you can't imagine, you can't discover. Only a monomaniac gets anything done. It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning, as if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure. Every day I remind myself that my inner and outer life are based on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. Stupidity is a personal achievement which transcends national boundaries. Morality is of the highest importance, but for us, not for God. Dostoevsky gives me more than any scientist, more than Gauss. Hunger, love, pain, fear are some of those inner forces which rule the individual's instinct for self-preservation. The development of general ability for independent thinking and judgment should always be placed foremost, not the acquisition of special knowledge. After a certain high level of technical skill is achieved, science and art tend to coalesce in aesthetics, plasticity, and form. The greatest scientists are artists as well. The only way to escape the personal corruption of praise is to go on working. One is tempted to stop and listen to it. The only thing is to turn away and go on working. Work. There is nothing else. Compound interest on debt was the banker's greatest invention to capture and enslave a productive society. New frameworks are like climbing a mountain. The larger view encompasses rather than rejects the more restricted view. We should take care not to make the intellect our God. It has, of course, powerful muscles, but no personality. Fear or stupidity has always been the basis of most human actions. The hardest thing in the world to understand is the income tax. One thing I have learned in a long life, that all our science, measured against reality, is primitive and childlike, and yet it is the most precious thing we have. It is easier to denature plutonium than to denature the evil spirit of man. I admit that thoughts influence the body. Growth comes through analogy, through seeing how things connect, rather than only seeing how they might be different. Reason is intuition's servant. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Even if you have to go through hell, go without hesitation. The world will not evolve past its current state of crisis by using the same thinking that created the situation. Don't dream of being a good person. Be a human being is valuable and gives value to life. When you examine the lives of the most influential people who have ever walked among us, you discover one thread that winds through them all. They have been aligned first with their spiritual nature, and only then with their physical selves. Man usually avoids attributing cleverness to somebody else, unless it is an enemy. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I get most joy in life out of music. What I see in nature is a magnificent structure that we can comprehend only very imperfectly, and that must fill a thinking person with a feeling of humility. This is a genuinely religious feeling that has nothing to do with mysticism. To stimulate creativity, one must develop childlike inclination for play and the childlike desire for recognition. 1. Lives one's life under constant tension until it's time to go for good. I learned many years ago never to waste time trying to convince my colleagues. Bureaucracy is the death of all sound work. I have repeatedly said that, in my opinion, the idea of a personal God is a childlike one. If there is any religion that could respond to the needs of modern science, it would be Buddhism. Possessions, outward success, publicity, luxury, to me, these have always been contemptible. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best for both the body and the mind. If my theory of relativity is proven successful, Germany will claim me as a German, and France will declare me a citizen of the world. Should my theory prove untrue, France will say that I am a German, and Germany will declare that I am a Jew. To punish me for my contempt for authority, fate made me an authority myself. Overpopulation in various countries has become a serious threat to the health of people, and a grave obstacle to any attempt to organize peace on this planet. Games are the most elevated form of investigation. Gravity is a response to geometry. It may be possible to fight intolerance, stupidity, and fanaticism separately, but when they come together, there is no hope. It occurred to me by intuition, and music was the driving force behind that intuition. My discovery was the result of musical perception. The economic anarchy of capitalist society, as it exists today, is, in my opinion, the real source of evil. I am not only a pacifist, but a militant pacifist. I am willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. Man owes his strength in the struggle for existence to the fact that he is a social animal. The only way to escape the corruptible effect of praise is to go on working. Anonymity is no excuse for stupidity. The pursuit of knowledge for its own sake, an almost fanatical love of justice, and the desire for personal independence, these are the features of the Jewish tradition, which make me thank my stars that I belong to it. Jesus is too colossal for the pen of phrasemongers, however artful. No man can dispose of Christianity with a bon mot. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. I asked myself childish questions and proceeded to answer them. Always be silent in 5 situations. Number 1. When you feel one can't understand your feelings from your words. Number 2. When one can understand you without any words. Number 3. When it is better to walk away than to tolerate nonsense. Number 4. Silence is true wisdom's best reply. Don't waste words on people who deserve your silence. Number 5. When you think 99 times and find nothing, then stop thinking. Swim in silence, and the truth comes to you. Then there are the fanatical atheists, whose intolerance is of the same kind as the intolerance of the religious fanatics, and comes from the same source. God is subtle, but he is not malicious. It is every man's obligation to put back into the world at least the equivalent of what he takes out of it. Imagination without knowledge may create beautiful things. Knowledge without imagination can create only perfect ones. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. Don't let the measurable drive out the relevant. If the bees disappear, man would have only 4 years of life left. Love brings much happiness, much more so than pining for someone brings pain. The greatest activity of which man is capable, opening up yet another fragment of the frontier of beauty. I think that only daring speculation can lead us further, and not accumulation of facts. The truth isn't always a blinding light. Sometimes it's a deep and dazzling darkness that illuminates and burns just as surely. I have made the Bhagavad Gita as the main source of my inspiration and guide for the purpose of scientific investigations and formation of my theories. There is no place in this new kind of physics, both for the field and matter, for the field is the only reality. If a man aspires towards a righteous life, his first act of abstinence is from injury to animals. The field is the sole influence of the particle. The wing structure of the hornet, in relation to its weight, is not suitable for flight, but he does not know this and flies anyway. Every kind of peaceful cooperation among men is primarily based on mutual trust, and only secondarily on institutions, such as courts of justice and police. Galileo, the father of modern physics, indeed of modern science, if I had only known, I would have been a locksmith. Pure logical thinking cannot yield us any knowledge of the empirical world. All knowledge of reality starts from experience and ends in it.